I started working with a new company where the first month alone, very good, was just amazing. I probably made double than I've made before, just the first month. And
Wow.
then from there, it's just been the same. The last 6 months, making very good money, alhamdulillah. I don't personally don't want to go too much into detail, but very good money, alhamdulillah. From there, the last couple of months, it's been so much growth, meeting a lot of new people. I'm working with a Muslim specific offer as well, where I meet a lot of brothers. I become friends with some of the new students, new prospects and so forth. So alhamdulillah, so much barakah, so much growth. And the next thing for me is like the last 6 months, I've been making very decent, consistent income. I think what most people want to hear is always like the next level in sales. It's like getting away from sales. Sometimes people ask you, are you still in sales? It's like they don't really understand what it really takes to be an absolute master in it. And
Yeah.
that is one thing I want to do just to improve it to myself and just really lock in that skill set. So the next 1 to 2 years for me is still focusing on sales as long as I can be with the company that I'm with now. Sales is as a self-improvement game. It's just a self-improvement course, mentorship, but with a pay stub attached to it. And it's so true. You might make a lot of money or less money when you start off, but you're improving so much personally because you have to. So just to understand the improvement, the type of person you're looking for comes from you improving yourself, and that you will get through doing sales.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, guys, we're joined with another success story, Lawan, who, Allah Barak, has been in this space for how long, Lawan? 2 years?
I think more than 2 years now, maybe two and a half, three,
Two and a
almost.
half
Yeah.
years. Allah Barak.
Yeah.
And your journey is very interesting, and I really wanted to, bring you on and inshallah inspire, a couple of guys that maybe they're in the same journey that you were in, and alhamdulillah, you've had an amazing success in the remote high-tech sales space. So, Lawan, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Loan Kwedi Sharaki, born and raised in Denmark. That's, 22 years old, been in the high ticket space for 2.5, 3 years. Been doing different stuff, had my up and downs, learned a lot of things, a lot of development, alhamdulillah, through those years. And then now I'm here basically, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Take us back in your journey, akhi. Like, where have you started? Like before remote high-tech sales, what was Lawan doing back then?
Yeah, I don't know how much I can go into details, but uh let's just start with saying it was not I wasn't the best, teen growing up. Um, this will get a little bit emotional for me, but I wasn't the best teen growing up.
Mm.
I um, you know, I always worked since 13, 14. Disappointed my parents sometimes here and there, which was a big driver for when I got started in business and so forth, to really make them proud, give them back and so forth. Something that I come from a very average background. Actually, my parents were immigrants, but my we were never hungry. We always had good things taken care of. We always have a very good life, actually, alhamdulillah, from the hard work from the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obviously, but our dad put in a lot of hard work and that really motivated us. From there, something happened in my life at like 19, 20, and I was like, I really gotta change, man. Like I gotta change my life. I finally had some time alone. I thought about it. From there, I started getting back to Islam. I started praying and so forth. I started saying goodbye to a lot of old friends and so forth, a lot of people that I used to hang out with. From there, I was like, let me try to start a business. I didn't have any money. I had a job. I was not good at saving. And I had a little bit of debt at that time, as I remember as well.
Okay.
I think I bought a course for like, it was Danish krone, so converted to USD, maybe it's like 1,500, 2,000.
Okay.
I bought that. It was SMMA from pretty big guy. And what I realized is I was being productive, but not really. Like I was not really doing a lot. I wasn't, I was watching a lot of videos, doing like soft actions and so forth, trying to speak with a few clients. I think I got like two clients, never
Okay.
really did a lot of fulfillment with them, kind of iffy kind of stuff. Then I kept on hearing about high ticket sales, and I was like, me running this agency is like, it's not impossible, but is it really worth it? Because like I just don't have what it takes if I'm being real with myself
Mm.
right now. I believe in myself. I believe I can go great places, but it's just like a lot of things at once. And I'm a newcomer in business. You know what I mean? And there is so much competition, X, Y, Z. Not to say I couldn't make it successful, I probably could. But for some weird reason, I just had the feeling, I think for like over a period of time, maybe like a month or two,
Yeah.
where I just wanted to get into sales because I had a background. I had a background before like everything. Before those three, like when I was 19 and 18 and
Yeah.
17, while I was going to school, high school, I worked in an electronics store, like selling computers and this and that. Right.
You had a
So
bit of customer experience already that
yeah,
that's
speaking
good.
with customers and stuff like not really sales, but like speaking with customers and stuff like that. And I thought it's better suited for me. And I was like, because I'm in those fields, bro, like I'm gonna be so good at high ticket sales. Like I know I'm gonna crush everyone, X, Y, and Z. And then I got into it and I got a big fat reality check. The first thing I did is I bought a course. I bought a lot of different courses actually. I bought my first course. That guy shut his stuff down. So,
Okay.
I stopped that. He was a Danish guy. Then after that, right after that, I just bought a course for like 3K. I did that for a little bit. It was a US course. It got me into like a US offer. It was decent. I learned some stuff from it. My first 6 months, I made some, I had, I think I had 2, 3 months on like very trash offers, like grinding it
Mhm.
out a summer. I remember a summer just grinding it out. Everyone was outside. I was working. Then after that, I had I got on a pretty decent offer actually. I was on an interview. It's just kind of like a big company where they hire a lot of people and they'll give you a chance. I
Nice.
didn't perform that well in that chance period, but they saw the dedication and drive and so forth. I was actually very bad at English. Or I was not bad at English, but like I couldn't hold a conversation that fluently, being slick and like having conversation and talking well and joking around and so forth.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember when I got on that offer, I got called Indian sometimes. No offense to Indians. I got called
yeah.
different names. It's like, oh, you're not American and stuff like that. But I was working on an American offer, even though it's a great offer.
Yeah. I
From
think
there, I
it's a
was
very
like,
important note, by the way, because a lot of people are very scared that because maybe they don't have the accent for sales or like maybe they don't speak English natively, it kind of holds them back from taking action and anything really, starting that business or even getting into sales. So how did you overcome that accent and accent issue and like being able to become more fluent initially?
so I took like 12 months or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I took a lot of lessons, or not a lot. I took a lot of lessons in a short period of time
Okay.
on Preply. Could have done something else to be more efficient? Probably, but I did that. I paid for it, and I just know when I pay, I take something serious. So I just did that. Um, I did that for a little bit, and from there it's just like repetition, 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 repetition. I always didn't try to compare myself with other people, but then at some point I started picking it up, and actually 4 to 5 months in, I started 6 months maybe as well. Like I started making decent money, talking
Alhamdulillah.
like 4K, 5K. That was a lot for me. 4K, 3K, 5K. That was a lot for me at the time, online and so forth. It felt very good and rewarding. From there, I made the move to another country. So I moved to Bahrain,
Oh,
alhamdulillah.
that.
Yeah, and that was a great experience, was very good, was there for a whole year, met a lot of good people, a lot of good friends. I would just say it was not the right time in terms of me focusing on sales because I was so distracted with other things, setting up my system and so forth.
Hmm.
So my sales went down a little bit. The thing is with sales is you gotta be on point. You gotta be in a routine until you get very good. That way you can
Yes.
travel more, and when you go places, you can
The
pay for
performance
the
game.
setup you need and so forth. Exactly. It's a big performance game. From there, I did B&B for a long time. Then done a cup. Something happened with that offer. Kind of went down a little bit. Then been on different offers. Then from I was doing appointment setting at that point, and I actually enjoyed it. Then I started doing closing for different offers. I did a little bit of closing for risk rise. I got more into the Muslim space. I was closing a little bit for other Muslim companies as well, even though it's not the biggest space, but they're definitely getting bigger now. And then from
Let, let,
there,
let, let me stop you actually because before let's say like before we get into like in terms of you coming across it as a rise and stuff like that,
yeah,
what was your biggest learnings from like transitioning from leaving your friends, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then getting into remote high tech sales, going through some courses that maybe haven't really worked. You spend a lot of money, you failed, you made a bit of money, you moved to another new country, you started a whole new life. What was like what was going through your head in that period of time? Like what was your learnings from these type of transitions? Because I think that's very important.
good question, good questions. Think it's just getting comfortable in uncomfortable things. And
Uh,
especially with a lot of people like living in Europe, living in UK, US,
mm,
when naturally, unless like you come from the bottom, which most people don't, and let's just be real, most people don't. Most people have a pretty decent life. Everyone can get a decent paying job. everyone can be fairly comfortable unless you're forced to be in an uncomfortable situation, which some people are. And for me, subhanAllah, I don't know why, but I just kind of had that click when I started trying to change my life because I was kind of down with money and then I spent more money and so forth. So I just had to kind of push myself. The reason why I moved to Bahrain as well, again, part of obviously making hijrah, but also it was uncomfortable and so forth. And that just getting comfortable in the uncomfortable. And that's very important as a salesperson because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, as a salesperson, you're going to be having uncomfortable like, conversations with people because that's the only way you can really help to transform the other people or the other person you're speaking with. The only way you can really help them or transform them is you have to ask them uncomfortable questions and so forth. So you have to be comfortable with yourself and you have to endure uncomfortability yourself as
Yeah.
well. And one of the best things you can do as a young guy is literally just push yourself to get your money down. Like if you have some money saved, get them down in some way, invest into yourself or whatever else you could do.
100%. Okay. So I remember very vividly, like you obviously coming across this rise and you've been on
Mhm.
multiple offers before. What was your biggest bottleneck for this? Maybe the sales guys are watching this or the guys are looking to get into sales because you've been in a couple of offers and you've been in this space for a while, before coming across this rise and going into, mashallah, bigger and better offers, which we're going to talk about now in a second. But what was your biggest bottleneck that you feel like that has stopped you from, getting to that next stage in terms of making, let's say, six figures a year, fully being capable of providing for your family yourself? What was stopping you?
What was stopping me or like sometimes setting me back, I would say, is just myself in terms of getting complacent. Because every time you hit a new goal, like when I hit 3K or 4K or 5K, I've never tasted that before. So you naturally want to enjoy it a little bit or
Yeah,
taste
that
it a little
level.
bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, right. So I would say just myself, and then every level has a new devil. Something Maron also always said that the first time he said it just kicked to my head is true. Because even if you're making, 100K a year or 10K a month, you still have doubts going to the next level, but that's where you like those doubts will come naturally for anyone, and that's where you have to go in and like kill it and really like sit down and think and so forth. So I would
preparatory.
say, yeah, I would say it's always oneself that is holding yourself back in terms of going where they want to go. Yeah.
How did you overcome that?
I think the right people around me having good conversations, like subhanAllah, from actually when I started with you guys, also before with non-Muslims, those, but then the advice didn't always feel as good, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But personally, I don't mind like let's say opening up or something like that, telling this is how my situation is, this is what I'm struggling with. I'm not
yeah,
here to make a sob story or whatever, because it's not that deep, but like this is what I'm struggling with. What do you have as advice? And then I try to be careful of who I ask for advice for. But
100%.
alhamdulillah, through Risk Rise and also where I'm right now, I have a lot of good people around me that I can always kind of go to help people that are further ahead of me that I can go from, that I can go and get advice from and so forth. That's one. Second is like subhanAllah, being in person with those kind of people as well. Like we've been on trips before. I just came home from a trip as well. Like just getting deep in like a certain topic in terms of improving and so forth, especially in person does a lot as well. But definitely regardless, just having the right people around you because yeah, the right people like
Goes back to
it's your
it goes back to
environment.
yeah, it goes back to this famous saying, you are the product of the five people that you surround yourself with, right? If you're
Yeah.
around five guys that they just talk you down and they're on the same level, they don't want to grow, you're gonna stay the same. But if you're around five guys that are always looking to improve and they're always inspiring you and they're doing better than you, you're gonna be forced to kind of get to their level. And that's why hence mentors exist
And
initially.
and this goes back to like getting yourself in an uncomfortable situation because
Yeah.
most people, if you even brothers, Muslim brothers, like if you look at their life, there's a lot of negativity around them, or
True.
like doubts, or a lot of different things. And they know they can change it with this world we live in by if you're not going to the masjid, go to the masjid, for example, or be in a circle of community. Get there's so many communities online, paid or not paid. Even if you don't have money, you can make your own. But it's uncomfortable to go into a new community. It's uncomfortable to make your own community if you don't have any money. So that's why most people just stay in the same situation, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Now, let's fast forward. You, alhamdulillah, you came across Rizq Rise. uh, you and your brother, along with Barak, we interviewed him as well and his success story. But alhamdulillah, you've been promoted to a coach as well in Razak Rise. And then from there, the next career opportunity came up. Can you walk us through that and what happened and a little bit more of like your success story, inshallah?
For sure, for sure. So, without going too in details in terms of names and who it is and so forth, but I got an opportunity. They were needing a new closer, and it made sense for me as well. I started working with a new company where the first month alone, very good, was just amazing. The first one was amazing. I probably made double than I've made before, just the first month, and
Alhamdulillah.
then from there it's just been the same. The last 6 months, making very good money, alhamdulillah. I don't personally don't want to go too much into detail, but very good money, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
From there, the last couple of months, it's been so much growth, meeting a lot of new people. I'm working with a Muslim specific offer as well, where I meet a lot of brothers. I become friends with some of the new students, new prospects and so forth. So alhamdulillah, so much barakah, so much growth. And the next thing for me is like the last 6 months, I've been making very decent, consistent income, which is a good sign, but it's also a sign of not too much growth. But the reason for that is that I've been finally taking this, like from when I started that offer, that's when I decided to start learning to read Arabic as well, because I couldn't before. So alhamdulillah, I've
Okay.
been focusing on that as well a lot. And that obviously takes a lot of brain power and so forth, trying to do your hifz and try to do your khitam with the Quran. Now that's maintained, and then inshallah, and then also I got married like 2 months ago, so
Oh
that was a
man.
little bit busy. Still doing my work and so forth, maintaining and so forth, but now I gotta get back into getting to that next level, inshallah, for myself, and
Next.
that's what I'm planning on the next 2 to 3 months, really focusing on just getting better. And the way I'm gonna do that personally is I'm gonna up my volume a little bit. And then recently I'm really focusing on being more and more present on my calls to have a stronger conversation in terms of who I'm actually speaking with, making sure I can help them in the best possible way. One of the biggest points, which I've been struggling with on and off, is being fully 100% present
Hmm.
throughout so many calls throughout the day. And that comes down to your diet and different things,
Your whole
yourself, how you're
routine.
feeling.
100%.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people they like they lack self-awareness because this is very, very important. It's like self-awareness and emotional intelligence in terms of understanding yourself, your body. It's a very important skill to have because what happens outside of the calls is as important as whatever you do in the calls itself. Like your gym, your routine, when you sleep, everything, your energy throughout the whole day. It's very, very crucial for you to actually perform at the top level to ensure you have a high close rate and you're making the most amount of money that you can without being burned out, so to speak. So
Yeah.
on that
So,
note,
so
sorry,
So
go
once
ahead.
again, what's funny on that note, if you just have a decent level of sales skills and you have those things in place, like other things is optimized, sales in itself, like the sales call just becomes easier. But if you're like a bum outside of sales, that's why sales, it's like being an athlete, and it gives you a sense of drive and purpose every day. Alhamdulillah, because you're trying to help the prospect you're speaking with and so forth. And it's so fulfilling, but sometimes you can get into the weeds. You need to change your perspective or whatever it might be.
100%. 100%. This is important. And going back to the point where you mentioned Alon Barik, now you're making consistent income, and you're scaling Alon Barik. How has life changed for you in the last 6 months? From going from struggling in different offers, building yourself to now finding Alon Barik, a beast of an offer, leveling up your skill set, and now making, alhamdulillah, consistently a decent amount of living. How has life changed for you right now?
SubhanAllah. I think with money, as a Muslim, you always have to have a strong reason for making more money besides just like materialistic things. These things are also nice, but
100%.
if not, you can question your intentions and stuff like that. So, but I'll go too much into details. Like, for example, I can do a lot of different things. Obviously, I'm married and I have the confidence to make sure that I can always be Kareem, take care of my wife. And the reason why I'm so confident in that is not just because of the income, but it's because of the skill set as well, right? As long as I'm staying intact and trying to stay away from haram, X, Y, and Z, alhamdulillah, inshallah. So being fully able to take care of your mother. My father as well. One of them, and I could do that now, alhamdulillah, I believe so. What one of my main goals when I started was to retire my dad. Like I've always just seen him work very hard. I always wanted to retire him because he's done so much for us. But he's just the kind of person he doesn't want to retire. But being able to help him with a lot of stuff, like trying to but
Give
save
him
up
back.
for a house and so
Yeah.
forth. Yeah, help the family, take care of the groceries, take care of buying meat, X, Y, and Z, helping them out on a monthly basis. That's that with my dad. And then my mother, obviously, she's a mother. Being able to gift her every week stuff that is like fairly expensive, maybe to other people. Being able to do that, alhamdulillah, on a consistent basis, it just feels amazing as well.
I
Alhamdulillah.
think that's what makes this worth it, bro. Well, that's what makes the grind really worth it. When you're putting in these hours, you jump on these calls, it makes it so much more worth it. Now, that being said, I mean, you're remote, bro. You could be anywhere in the world right now. Okay. Making a decent living alone. You could be in Morocco, you could be in Dubai if you wanted to be.
Yeah.
What's the next step for Lawan? Where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12, even a year, 2 years from now?
Inshallah. I think what most people want to hear is always like the next level in sales. It's like getting away from sales. Sometimes people ask you, "Are you still in sales?" It's like they don't really understand what it really takes to be an absolute master in it. And
Yeah.
that is one thing I want to do just to prove it to myself and just really lock in that skill set. So the next 1 to 2 years for me is still focusing on sales as long as I can be with the company that I'm with now. So that's the plan for me, really locking that down. And then bi'idhnillah Kareem, moving from here, I'm gonna stay here for a little bit, but after 2 years, we're looking to move back to our home country, my
Nice.
whole family, inshallah, and then maybe our home country is Kurdistan, Iraq, and then maybe me and my wife we would be just in one of the neighbor countries because for some personal reason. But
Yeah.
that's that. So Hijrah, inshallah, and then just crafting, locking in the next 2 years, inshallah, 1 or 2 years, but at the same time traveling, enjoying and so forth. I'm opposite to some people. Like I've been the last 2, 3 years, I've been traveling a lot. I've been, alhamdulillah, a lot of
Alhamdulillah.
different places, lived in places and traveled a lot of times to different places, been multiple times to Morocco, lived there for a good amount of time as well. Same with Bahrain, Saudi and so forth, home country. So
Nice.
now I just want to lock in a little bit. Just got married, just want to stay, 6 months
Yeah.
probably in between I'll go Umrah or something like that. And then after that looking into something, just got an apartment and stuff like that, alhamdulillah as well. So
Alhamdulillah.
after that, making hijab bidnillah.
Alhamdulillah. Well, very, very inspiring, bro. I'm very excited to see where you are in the next year, 2 years, man. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be further ahead than where you're currently at because I know the type of person you are. I know the passion. I know the hunger for growth, which is something very unique about you, Allah Mubarak. So may Allah bless you and preserve you, inshallah.
I mean,
Now, coming to the end of this interview, Akhi Lawan, what would you say to that person right now that's watching this and they're on the fence? Like they're not sure if they should take that leap of faith, jump into sales, make that jump into starting that business or that venture. Well, like, what would you say to that person?
I would want to have them ask themselves why they're afraid to have that, like take that jump for themselves. Because there's a reason why they're typically sitting here. It's not just to all see other options, like see if there's something else that I can do than my normal job. Probably have a desire to do it.
Yeah,
Ask yourself why the desire is there, what you actually want. Better life, more freedom, being able to go to the masjid, or whatever it might is. Then combine with what is it that's actually holding me back? And what's holding you back is nothing external. I'm gonna tell you now. Maybe the first thing will pop up in your mind is something external, like the economy. I haven't found anything. It's not. It's yourself. It's yourself, right? And this is the case with everyone. You're always your biggest opponent in terms of going where you want to go. And the fact of that, that means you have a low level of self-awareness, which you just have to accept at the current moment. And one of the best way you can improve that is in business, specifically sales. Like sales is like one of an early a closer on the first offer I was on, first good offer I was on.
yeah,
He said sales is as a self-improvement game. It's just a self-improvement course, mentorship, but with a pay stub attached to it. And it's so true. You might make a lot of money or less money when you start off, but you're improving so much personally because you have to. So just to understand the improvement, the type of person you're looking for comes from you improving yourself, and that you will get through going through trying and doing sales.
Allahumma barik.
most often. Yeah.
Barakallahu fiik. All
Thank you,
right.
Barak.
I really appreciate you hopping on, Lawan, and sharing your journey and sharing your story. I'm pretty sure at least, a couple of guys have been inspired from your journey, especially from a person that been in sales, went through the rocky moments and alhamdulillah made it work, and now is married and being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So props to you on that. So with that being said, inshallah, we'll wrap this up. If you're somebody that's watching this right now and you're somebody that's looking to get into sales and you're looking to start that venture and build a life where you can have more flexibility and time and freedom, inshallah, then see all the links down in the description. Book a call and inshallah we'll see if you're a great fit. With that being said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.